Not that you don't know all these truths. All that is said here, we already know. But this periodical revisiting of this truth is very, very important. So it's not that I am teaching you or you are sitting there and learning new things. We all know it. But then, in the daily life and the worries and the problems of the daily life, we tend to forget these things. And slowly it fades away from our memory. Active memory. It's there in our unconscious memories. So just as you take a bath every day, eat your breakfast, we'll have to sit down periodically and remember it. Rededicate ourselves to these values. More than a teaching session, it's a remembering session for us. We all are reminded, both the listener and the speaker also. Because speaker also forgets. So he has to come down and remember it again and again. Otherwise you may think, all this we know. Why should I waste our time early in the morning, get up and come here and same thing we heard over and over again. So remembrance is very, very, then alone it becomes part of your behavior and character. If you don't remember it at the right time, the right place, the right occasion, the study is of no use at all. So it has to be remembered, it has to be rubbed onto you again and again, so that it goes into your bones and marrows. That's what we are doing, rededicating ourselves, remembering ourselves. So Shankara says, Ma kuru dhana yana jana yavvana garvam. These are assets. These are assets, God's blessings for you. Dhana, wealth. Jana, popularity, fame. Yavanam, youth, and the powers of the glory of the youth. All these are there for you as God's grace and blessings. Don't feel pride about that. Do all this. Dedicate all this at the service of humanity. If you have wealth, service of humanity. If you have health, just to protect and help the unhealthy and the disabled people. And if you have fame, popularity, use it at the service of the people. Instead of feeling pride, instead of becoming arrogant and self-centered and using all these for your own personal gratification, you should use it for the service of humanity, for the good of all. Otherwise, if you depend upon this and become arrogant, within a second, all of them will be taken away from you. Overnight you can become poor, overnight you can become ugly, overnight you can lose all your popularity. So therefore, Maya mayamidam akhilam buddha. All these are Maya. Maya means it will come and go. That's the meaning of Maya. Maya does not mean it is not there. Maya only means they will come, and before you realize it, it will go. Like a drop of water in a frying pan. If you put it, it fizzles out within a second. Their existence is only momentary. So these momentary experiences and possessions, don't cling on to that. Take it as a blessing. When it goes, say thank you. A load is gone from me. Now I can spend my time in the spiritual pursuit. So Maya mayamidam akhilam buddha brahma padantum pravisha viditva. So when you realize all that you possess, intellectually, physically, and financially, externally, all that you possess is something which is fleeting. It will come and go. They are not permanent. You cannot seek your security and happiness from these objects. When you realize that, naturally you abide in Brahman. Because Brahman you don't know where it is. Do you know where is Brahman? Nobody knows. Because Brahman is so close to you. He is you yourself. Brahman being your being, you cannot objectify it and see it as an object. Upanishad says, Nedam yadidam upasade. Brahman is not that which you see outside. Then who is that Brahman? Because of which you are able to breathe. Because of which you are able to see, touch, smell, taste, etc. But Brahman itself cannot be tasted, touched and seen and heard. But because of which you are able to hear, touch, smell and taste. That is Brahman. is close to your heart. It is one with you. You don't have to see it. The very fact you are seeing shows Brahman is with you. If it is not there, you cannot see anything, hear anything. So it's so close with us. And hence, once we become detached from the world, and how do you become detached from the world? Don't expect happiness from the world. That's all what you have to do. When you don't expect happiness from the world, you are detached. You can expect everything else from the world. If you are hungry, the world will give you food. If you are thirsty, the world will give you water. If you are feeling cold, the world will give you warmth. But if you are unhappy, the world will make you more unhappy. So because happiness is your nature, so therefore don't expect happiness and security from the world. And when we don't expect happiness and security from the world, you are able to realize your natural happiness, because expecting happiness is a denial of happiness, losing happiness. When you expect happiness from the outside, then you are losing your natural happiness, and that's the only happiness possible. So Brahman means this happiness that you are. So when you don't expect from the world, the mind becomes quiet and clear, and then you naturally abide. Isn't it like children when they play with the toys in the hot sand, in the hot sun? They play for some time. At that time, mother calls, baby comes and comes. He will not come because he is busy with his toys and playing in the hot sun. He doesn't realize it. After some time, he gets tired of it. He throws away all the toys. He casts them away. And when he casts them away, when he has no more attachment with the toys, where will the boy or the child go naturally? The child will go and fall into the open arms of the mother. Isn't it? And mother is waiting there, patiently. She may call him occasionally, but he will not listen, because he is busy with the toys. And when he is tired of the toys, either by thinking or by from experience, this is how we get tired of the things that we possess. Either we think, God-given intellect we think, or because of bitter experiences. We come to become tired of the world and the worldly possessions. Then naturally you turn withinward. And the mother, the compassionate mother, which is Brahman, is waiting there for you to turn toward. With an open arm, she will receive you into her ambience, into her presence. And once that's natural, you don't have to do any effort. You have to only drop this. How do you drop this? Don't seek happiness there. You can seek everything else, but don't seek happiness. And when you drop that, you naturally fall into the ocean of Brahman's bliss. That happens automatically. A bird which has been flying all over seeking worms and food, when it has got its early food, then the bird, after flying hither and thither for some time, and finally comes back. Where will it come back? It comes back to the warmth of its cozy nest. Isn't it? The bird comes back and folds herself into a bundle and enjoys the cozy warmth of its nest. Similarly, we also finally, naturally come back into that state. Otherwise, you cannot seek Brahman, because it's not in the caves of the Himalayas. If you go and see in the caves of the Himalayas, you don't see any Brahman there. You may see somebody sitting there, maybe some wild animal sitting there. That will be the Brahman that you will see. And the wild animal think, good breakfast for me. So therefore, in the caves, you are not going to see Brahman. You have to see it in the cave of your heart. Nihidam guhayam. It says, Nihidam guhayam. He is hidden in the cave of your heart. Then he says, there is no time for. Time is fast running out. Time is fast running out to discover these truths. Don't waste your time. Dinayaminyu sayam pradaha. Day comes and then it fades, and the night comes. Night is followed by day. This way chakravad vartade. The wheel of time is relentlessly moving, not waiting for you. The day has come, the day goes, and the night comes. Day comes, night we are sleeping, day we are running around. So where is the time for you to abide, to seek the truth within you? So time is running out very fast. Dinayaminyu sayam pratah. Sayam, the dawn and the dusk. The evening and the morning, they also are coming and going. Saya means the evening, Pradha means the morning. Saya means the dusk, Pradha means the dawn. The dusk and the dawn, they come and go. Shishira Vasanta, winter and spring. In the winter you think it is very cold. I can't go to the Gita class or the temple. It's very cold. How can I go? It's very cold. And the spring, though so much attractive flowers are everywhere, I have no time to go anywhere. In the summer, it is too hot. In the rain, how can I go? It is pouring outside. So if you wait for an opportunity, an occasion, you will never get it. Whenever time comes, immediately hustle. Use that opportunity. Don't wait for, let me do it after retirement, or when the last son is married, or when the last son gets his first son. This way, if you keep on postponing and postponing, your life will be ending up miserable. In the evening of your life, you feel regretful for that. So, Dinayaminyu sayam prataka shishira vasanta punarayadaha. And what you have to do is only take the name of the Lord, Govinda. Govinda 5 minutes every day. Don't postpone this, he says. Kala krida digachatyayu. The time is sporting. Time is fast moving. And gachatyayu. And your life is ebbing away. You have breathed enough. Now only a couple of breaths left. And before that, before you breathe your last, it is time for you to say Govinda at least once, he says, deeply. Tadabina munjatyasha vayu. In spite of all this, you are still behind. Asha. Asha means desire to accumulate. I have to accumulate more. More gold I have to accumulate. More gold, more and more gold. Give it to some temple, he says. We can give you some opportunity. Give it to the temple, whatever gold you have. Don't cling on to that. Don't cling on to your possessions, he says. But this person, in spite of all that, he is running behind the money, power, possessions and erotic pleasures. The thought has never occurred to him. I must spend some time in thinking about God. Tadabina munchadi ashavai. The Shankara is critically viewing the desire projects you have. We all have many, many desires. Desires per se are not bad. But the kind of desires you have today, endless desires, insatiable desires. Desire is like fire. The more you feed it, the more it becomes ablaze, isn't it? Suppose your house is on fire. And then you think, what to do now? I have to pour some water. But water is not available. Some petrol is available. So you thought instead of pouring water, you thought, let me pour petrol into the fire. What will happen? How the fire will be very happy. It will blaze away. Similarly, if desire is such a thing, the more you feed it, the more it becomes ablaze. What kind of desire? Those selfish desires, self-centered desires. Self-giving desires are totally different. There are two types of desire. One is the desire to give. And the more you give, the more your Atman opens up. The more your inner energy is awakened. So if you want to awaken your inner powers, you have to share and give. The more you give, the more you will be given. That's called self-giving desires. The other desire is self-aggrandizing desire. You want more and more and more, and you will not share like children. Children, if you give them a toy, they will grab that toy, and they want the other toy also. The moment they get one toy, they lose interest in it. Then they want the neighbor's toy, then the other toy, then the third toy. And they want all the toys, and they want to just look at it. That is all what they want. They will never share. So we also are childish like that. We want more and more. And the more you get, the less you are happy, isn't it? The less you get out of it. That is what is called addiction. Addiction is a situation where you need more and more to get less and less satisfaction. and the situation comes, you have everything in the world, but inwardly you feel you have nothing. You are a wretched person. Not even your children, wife recognize you, because you have never seen them. In your hurry to make wealth, you have forgotten your family, your children, love and care, etc. So here Shankara says, this asha pai, the storm of desire, which is raging in your heart, because of which you are constantly out in the world fighting and violently involved in the world. So why don't you sit down quietly for some time and examine the desire projects you have? And nobody is free from the storms of desire in their heart. Even though we know these things are not necessary, still you are after them.